Oh, what is up, everybody? What is up? Welcome to the PGH Chris TV show. I am your host, PGH Chris TV. Sorry for the little, first off, long introduction, but well, my intro was long as shit, but sorry for the voice. Obviously, I think a lot of people are feeling like crap um, coming off this Christmas holiday season, but we are here today to preview the Steelers and Browns game, which yesterday just got a whole lot more interesting, right? The Ravens lost to the Packers, which means now the Steelers need to take care of business. It means the Steelers control their own destiny. It means that this game is basically up to us, whether, we win it or not, because I said this for so many weeks leading up to the end of the season, this type of time, right? I do not want it to be where we are fighting for the AFC championship or the AFC North title week 18 of the season. It's like that every fucking year. I don't need week 18 to be the Steelers and Ravens for the AFC championship. And then we get screwed and probably play them first week of the playoffs. But this time, winner wins the division, right? So it's it's hard. It's hard because there's a lot of pressure on the Steelers right now. There's a lot of pressure on us. I don't think the Browns are really playing for anything. They're not playing for anything, and that's the scary part. Um, they have nothing to lose, so it's going to be a very interesting game. I have no idea what I'm gonna expect. I'm expecting the Steelers defense again to step up. Um, we don't have T.J. Watt. I'm not sitting here and saying that the Browns offense is explosive. None of that. But the reality is they have had the momentum they've needed with Shador Sanders being their quarterback. Let's just call it how it is, right? They are a pretty good offense when Shador's in the game. I know he struggled a little bit with the game against Cleveland, or was it the Vegas? I know he struggled a little bit against the Vegas game, but overall, I think he's been playing fine. Um, but there's a lot. There's a lot. So let's get into the preview here a little bit, shall we? Um, DK Metcalf's not playing, of course. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind when we are talking about the offense, the explosions, how we're gonna get the ball running down the field against this Cleveland Browns defense. Because this Cleveland Browns defense, they're not terrible. They're really not terrible. Um, but obviously Miles Garrett, Denzel Ward, they have some guys that can play. So it is very important that we as a offense are disciplined. We are disciplined. We are not turning the balls over because that right there, I wanna stress that turnovers. We cannot afford those. That will lose us the game today. Turnovers will lose us the game because once they get the turnover, they will get that momentum going. But Shador Sanders, listen, he's going against Aaron Rodgers, not against, but you know what I mean. There's going to be that comparison where Dylan Gabriel, this and that. If Shador loses the game, I'm just before I really give my biasness, I'm gonna be a little speak a little honest about both sides of the ball. I think Quinshon Judkins, obviously Ohio State guy, I'm rooting for the guy, but I think he's a good back. He's a really good back, and we cannot let him get explosive runs because again, our run defense has been weak. Our run defense has been really really weak the last couple of games. But I will say, when you look back at that Detroit game, dude, we held Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery to like under 100 yards total. So our run game has improved a lot. I think that we can get there. They don't have another explosive back that they're going to flip flop out of. So I think the run defense could be good again this week. Again, I don't really think they have. I don't think Jared Judy's great. They don't do much on the offense. But they get the explosive plays when they need it, and sometimes that's all it takes. That's all that matters. Um, Especially with a team like this that really doesn't have all the tools and all the resources, to get the job done. They're really, really young. A lot of rookies on the team, but hey, I think they've showed the last couple of games that they have something there. They have something there. The injury report: Calvin Austin did not participate in practice. He is not playing, um, which will hurt us. But on the defensive side, obviously, it's great to have Nick Herbig back in there. We can't afford him not playing. T.J. Watt, he is a big part of our offense. Our defense, excuse me. He is our defense. So Nick Herbig being in there is very, very helpful. Um, it makes me feel better a little bit, especially again, like I'm emphasizing on that run D. Um, it's looking good there for the offense. What I want to see Kenneth Gainwell obviously keep doing his thing because we don't have DK Metcalf. I mean, we really need to stress that. We really need to understand we don't have DK. So it is going to be a game where we're going to have to figure out ways to get explosive plays down the field, big passes. We don't have Calvin Austin either. So what I'm basically trying to get at here is this is Roman Wilson's time. This is Roman Wilson's time. I've seen it on film so many times. I've stressed this for the last couple of years. I generally think this is his time. Again, I'm rooting for the kid because he's young, and I don't wish that upon anybody, whether he's a Michigan guy, like JJ McCarthy. I don't wish anybody to miss your entire rookie season because of an injury. I think that's unfortunate, especially when stuff happens in training camps and over the summer. It's hard. Like it's hard to kind of get back at. So I'm rooting for the kid, but he needs to. Aaron Rodgers has talked highly of him too. So I genuinely don't understand what the reason is that he yet hasn't really made his mark, really hasn't made his way into the offense to where he could fit. Because there's no reason that we can't use Roman Wilson for specific formations and packages to where he can just get us big yards down the field. I refuse to believe that, in my opinion. I don't think Roman Wilson is useless. I think he's could be very useful. So it is important that we give Roman Wilson, the ball. Very important we give Roman Wilson the ball because it will open up our offense a little bit. It'll surprise a lot of people, I think. Um, but that's basically it for the offense. Um, Darnell Washington also, obviously, I need to see more out of. Big plays down the field. Kenneth Gainwell, keep doing your thing. You know, Jalen Warren and the offensive line, keep doing your thing. But we really need to be flawless today on the offensive side. Real quick before I talk a little bit about the defense, please enjoy this word from our sponsor, DUBBY Energy. DUBBY, use code PGHChris at checkout for 10% off. All right, everybody, make sure to use code PGHChris at checkout for 10% off your order for DUBBY. Join the DUBBY movement and be better. And a quick thank you to all of our partners and sponsors of the PGHChrisTV show. Now, let's get back to our program. There's no reason that we can't use Roman Wilson for specific formations. All right, everybody. Defensively, what I want to see, obviously, we have got to be physical on that run game. I'm going to stress that all day. I'm going to stress it all day that we have got to be physical on the run game. Linebackers crashing in, defensive front physical, and we need good coverage in the backfield. Defensive backs, especially in the zone coverage or in the man-on-man coverage, excuse me. I think we played a lot better man-on-man coverage last week against Detroit, but still has to be good. We can't get burned deep. And that's really all it is. Look, we just need to take care of business. We just got to take care of business, and we win the division. We can celebrate and get ready for the playoffs, and then we can rest players next week. That's my goal. That's our goal. That should be everybody's goal, is to rest everybody going into this game right here next week. We don't want any of our starters playing this game, guys. We gotta play well. We gotta play really, really good. Gotta get the job done. So this is gonna be a short preview because, you know, all I really got is we need to win the game. The division is ours today. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I will be here more energetic and more ready to go here for the post show after the game. Um, Make sure to follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Be on the lookout. We're gonna go live probably 5 minutes in the game unless it's a close game, all that stuff. But with that being said, get ready for the post show, and I will see you guys later. Peace.